today because we just finished up a webinar earlier today on quarterly business reviews and data-driven storytelling. And it was a great webinar. If you missed it, I think you can still check out the recording over on LinkedIn. The event is still there. We hosted it in LinkedIn events, and go check it out. There's an active conversation going on over there. But what I didn't have time to do today during the webinar was go over all of the comments and the questions that we got. So we're going to do that right now, and hopefully we can do this pretty quickly here. So if you go to LinkedIn and if you go to the event, everything is on the events page right here. You can watch a replay of the webinar, assuming that you're signed up for the event, which is called Quarterly Business Reviews and Data-Driven Storytelling. And if we scroll down here, oh, right, here's the live event, and scroll all the way down to the bottom in the comments. All right, we got some work to go through here, guys. Rodrigo, good to see you, sir. Hi, Tucker. Arthur, good to see you, Arthur Wetzel. Entschuldigung. Mihai, Alexis. Alexis, if you guys don't know Alexis, he also works on Open World, the Open World videocast, which I don't think I have a promo for right here. Go check that out. It's published through Multilingual TV, MLTV, over on YouTube. Very cool if you're a gamer, if you like localization. Check it out. Alexi Piatikatka. Wow, my pronunciation is horrible. Hi. I wonder if Alexi has... Where? No, she doesn't have the pronunciation here. All right. We'll come back and look at you more later. Sorry, guys. I'm getting distracted here. Oh, now I lost all of my comments here. Let's open them back up. And search by most recent. I'm sorry. Most recent. What I really wanted to get through today, guys, was I had asked people as part of the presentation to talk about what is your elevator pitch, because in the that's what we're talking about when we're talking about running QBRs, when we're talking about presenting data. How do you get your message across to people? So people left elevator pitches here in the comments, and this is what I want to get through. Here we go. Florencia. Here's my pitch. Florencia Folle, also at Terra, also part of the Open World videocast. You guys need to go check out. Here's my pitch. Hi there. This is Florencia Folle. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Folle. My background is in localization, and I have been in the industry for more than 10 years. Sorry, guys. I collaborate with different associations that inspire me, such as Women in Games, and I am also part of Argentina's Game Devs Board. I also co-host a videocast with some colleagues where we geek out on video games and localization. If there is anything I can help you with in terms of loc, diversity and inclusion, feel free to send me a DM. That's a great elevator pitch. Little bit long. But I already know you, Florencia, so it's hard to, I already know how awesome you are. You don't need to give me an elevator pitch. Let's go find another one here. Cynthia, thanks for joining. Andrea, thanks for joining. There's Alexis again. Oscar, as always. Oscar Curros is actually going to be joining me live tomorrow, so check that out. We're going to be getting into some shenanigans on a pop-up event, which pop-up events typically aren't announced. So this is probably the first announced pop-up event. Hang out with Nimsy tomorrow, and you can listen to Oscar. Catherine, always good to see you. Oh, Xiaoxin. I'm sorry. I'm really bad with the names. I need to rethink my life. But thank you very much for joining and participating in conversations. Barbara. There's Rodrigo again. Alina had a great pitch in here too. Here it is. Alina Brisnan. Hi, I am Alina, and I'm running the best-informed Eastern European-based language service provider, AB Language Solutions, able to help partner companies reach external markets. My team is experienced, dynamic, agile, and loves to understand clients' needs and meet them enthusiastically. Be sure we follow each other on LinkedIn so that you are up to date with language industry insights. Wow, that is a convincing pitch. Everybody in this comment section should go follow AB Language Solutions. Here's what I like about this pitch, Alina. I love that you're talking about your clients in this, because in my estimation, a good elevator pitch doesn't talk about you, doesn't talk about me. It talks about the person that you're talking to. It talks about the clients. It talks about their needs. And, right here, able to help partner companies reach external markets. That's it, right? Because if I'm listening to your elevator pitch, I want to know, how can you help me, essentially. David Brackett from Linguava, thank you, sir, for joining. Nurtila Konda, thank you for joining as well. Elaine Pais, or Paith, depending. Thanks for the engaging presentation. Thank you. Let's see, who else? Momen, good to see you. All right, here's one from Rodrigo, of course. Hi, my name is Rodrigo, creative lead at Acorbi. Shout out to Acorbi. I noticed you are updating your entire corporate online presence. I was wondering if you are considering accessibility compliance with federal regulations. Wow, you're getting directly into the problem statement here. I would love to explain how that adds value and avoids legal issues. Here's my card. Maybe I get one. Let's talk later. That's great. That's great, Rodrigo. What I love about Rodrigo's elevator pitch here is he's talking specifically about a client need. And I'm assuming that the context in which you would use this, Rodrigo, is you already have a pretty much a good idea of who your client is, or perhaps you work with a client base that has very similar needs so that you can guess that. Because that could backfire too if they don't have any cares about accessibility compliance with federal regulations, because that's really not something that people get excited about. It's a checkbox, right? But great pitch. Focus on the client needs. Here we go. Emily Marcondes, localization program manager over at Seagate. From client side to vendor, what the vendor does different to another client that they would like us to suggest to us. Ooh, this is a question. I think this is a question that she's asking. So anybody in this comment section, feel free to join this. If you're part of the event, then you have access to this chat here. But I'm gonna maybe come back to that. Maybe we'll save that for another session. So essentially what she's asking here is, how does the vendor change what they're doing depending upon the client? How is it different from client to client? And if you're working client side, this is a great question, by the way, to ask your vendors. Like, I highly recommend that you ask this. Why? Because if you're working on the client side and you're working in the localization program, localization department, then you know very, very, very well how you do it at your company. Perhaps if you've worked at several other companies, you know how they do it at those companies as well. But your vendors, your supply chain, they've worked with a lot of different companies. You are just, I'm sorry to say, you are one notch in their bedpost. That's all you are. So the likelihood that they might have something to add to the conversation is very, very high. Great. Thank you very much, Emily Marcones. Maybe we'll come back to that in another session. Maybe do a whole webinar about it. Oscar, Mihai. Any more pitches? Elaine Pais says, rehearsing elevator pitches has saved me so many times. You never know who you'll run into. Elaine, that is an excellent point. You got to have one. You got to have one in your back pocket. You can't wait till you're ready. During the webinar, I gave the example. I said people were still typing up their elevator pitches, so I said, don't worry, I'll go first. And I went into my elevator pitch for NEMSI, which changes pretty much every time I say that because it's constantly evolving. But I'm constantly rehearsing it. I just, and I'm not saying follow my suggestion, but I basically just do it on air when I'm doing my live streams or when I'm doing webinars. But I'm on air way too much, as I've been told. All right, Anka Bodzer, PhD in translation, sworn translator and interpreter. Thank you for coming. Great initiative and presentation. Oscar, Catherine, we've already said hi to you. Charles Hodges, thank you for hosting. Thank you for hosting the Tucker. I will host the Tucker anytime, Charles. Don't worry. Charles is an engagement manager at Denali Advanced Integration. Welcome. Alexis again, Rodrigo. One thing I do is researching. If I have the list who is attending their profile, this must be in a response to a question on LinkedIn. And I think this is it for the pitches here. Good conversation going back and forth. Andrei Osterova from RWS Moravia, product manager. Welcome. Catherine again. I love this conversation. Irina Rogova, my fellow Seattleite. Enjoy the rain today. Barbara, Irina. I think this is it. I think we're getting the end of our elevator pitches here, guys, and I won't make you sit through all of these comments. If you want to read the comments, you can read the comments. There's some interesting conversations going on over there. Like I said, you can go over to the event page. Let me just scroll on up here. And I think you can still sign up. And if you still sign up, then you can watch the replay. We have the slide deck down here. Sorry for the vertigo. We have the complete slides deck here if you want to just maybe not commit an hour of your life to the webinar, but kind of see what we're talking about here. Skim at your own pleasure. It's all right here for you guys. So with that, I will turn it in. I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody that was joining us live today. That was a lot of fun. It was our first event on LinkedIn, LinkedIn events, using LinkedIn events as a platform. If you're out there and you're wondering, like, is this a good platform to host events on? I think it was a pretty good user experience. I'm going to be doing my outreach to the participants, make sure that it was a good user experience from their end. But I highly recommend it. So stay tuned because we're going to be doing more of these. I liked it so much that we're going to be doing some more. In the meantime, make sure to subscribe to NIMSY Insights. If you're not subscribed, then you're not going to get notifications when we're out there doing cool things. Make sure to check out nimsy.com. We publish market research, studies for the language services and industry, but also just for anybody that's interested in taking their business global. Go-to-market, market penetration, market research, in-country user experience research, measuring quality as a function of consumer perception of your product. All of these are things that we like to talk about, and we like to talk about it with you, with our clients, and with our, hopefully, future clients. So with that, I will go continue to work on my outro that I should be having for these live streams. But until then, we'll see you on the next webinar, next pop-up event. Ciao.